good news, it's not fractured. I'm like, damn it. So we haven't done this segment in 5 years. No, 6 years.
That's crazy.
So really, honestly, to reverse cuck this situation, you've just got to break up their marriage.
Welcome back to Critical Banter, the podcast that brings a Friday drinks chat to you. This week's episode, my God, is it a throwback episode? We haven't done these two segments since our second episode.
No, that's not true.
No, in combination. The episode is called Mission Impossible Cuck Nation. All right. We're bringing back both Kiribati and Cucked. Wow, this is for the hectics. But before that, to wrap the week, we got me, Miguel. We have Rowie.
G'day.
And if you are on the YouTube, you can see the single angle, the headphones on. That is because we have Mr. Kushagra Kundra dialing in. How are you, brother?
Thank you. Yes, sir. I am doing well. I'm back. A little short break this time. Kind of reminds me of the days actually when we first started the podcast. You know, I disappear for 6 to 8 weeks, come back, you know. One yarn that I've got quickly, not even a yarn. It's kind of just like a question here for the boys. I've been struggling with this recently because obviously I'm in a new country. I'm meeting people that I haven't met before. And I think one thing that I'm finding that it constantly fucks up is when you decide to hug or shake a person when you've met them for the first time.
Right.
So this happens all the time when you go up to someone and maybe you're saying bye, and more than often it actually happens when you say bye and you kind of going in, and hopefully the person opposite you is kind of going in the same motion with their arm where you know they're kind of bringing it back, and you know the dap's coming up and it's in perfect sync. Yeah. And then it's like a goodbye. But then there's been so many times where you're just unsure, and then you can also add the triple, the little fist bump. And holy crap, I have yet to learn that behavior because I swear to God, it's been so awkward like 4 times. If you have any suggestions on how I can beat this, I would please. Like, it's a disease for me right now. It's making me, I'm losing aura, man. I'm losing lots of aura.
It's anxiety, social anxiety coming to fruition right now. But my question is, Kush, is it guys, girls? Is it both? Who are we?
And is it personal? Is it work?
Oh, okay. So this is a very situational. Wow. Okay. I didn't know we needed to
you got to
get
factor
into
all
this
that
level
in.
of the zeitgeist. Okay. At the corporate, I would say, forget the corporate. This is like outside. So you're meeting like a friend of a friend, or you're meeting someone for the first time at like a dinner, I would say. And so this is like at the end, literally when everyone's kind of saying bye. And then you can kind of see like different people starting that process. A hug comes in between a girl and a girl. And then sometimes there's like a shake between a girl and a guy. And sometimes there's like that side hug between a guy and a guy. And I'm like fourth and I'm like, holy shit, what do I do now?
Guy and a guy side hug?
Yeah.
I don't think I'm hugging the boys respectfully, especially ones that I haven't met or don't know that well.
The only hug that's ever come in guy to guy is after a dap. That is it.
Yeah,
there's no undapped hug.
That would be criminal, actually. I would call the cops.
I prefer, honestly, I think my life would be a lot easier if everyone just shook their hands, called it a day,
I want to shake
and
your
off
hand.
we went on our businesses. Yeah, let me just let me shake that hand and then we'll say bye-bye, you know? But I think it's hard to anticipate. That's my thing.
To be honest, I think whatever you do, you have to do it with conviction.
Yeah.
Like, don't switch up. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you want to go for the shake, just stick the hand out immediately, you know? Make sure, give them no doubt that you're going for the shake. And if you're going for the hug, commit to that as well. I think the awkwardness comes where it's like...
It's where no one wants to take charge of this situation,
That's
right?
right.
It's where you're looking for what they want to do and they're looking for what you want to do. And then your hand is like half out. Then their arm is like half going for a hug, but then you're both trying to switch. That's when it's awkward. Brother, just take control of the situation, stick your hand out, make him know that you want to shake his hand, and then shake the hand.
Dude, I think when in doubt, stick the hand out. That's the number one rule.
When in doubt, stick the hand out.
That's
all right,
a bar.
I'm going to stick to that advice.
That's a bar.
Wow. All right. I think you're right because there's been a lot of times where I will put out my hand for a handshake and then someone's coming in for a fist bump and then we both switch.
Fist bump is gnarly. Hold on.
I can't help you with the fist bump respectfully. I don't think that should be a way
it shouldn't be an option.
Yeah.
I feel like the fist bumps kind of stayed with people because of COVID though. Do you know what I mean? Or like, not necessarily COVID was elbow bump, but I don't know. I think a fist bump, maybe it's more prominent here.
Bring back the elbow Kush.
No, this must be an American thing, Kundra, because I've never once thought, like the only time I fist bump is if I wash my hands and my hands are wet and I explicitly say, I've washed my hands and I've just given them a fist bump. Do you know what I
Similar.
mean?
My fist bump is only when I've got things in both my hands and I can't, I'm saying I can't leverage. There's no point getting rid of my stuff in this 5 seconds. I'll just fist bump you with like a bottle in my hand. So you tell me fist bump is normal behavior, Kush.
I have seen it quite regularly from the guys. I've seen the fist bump coming over from the guys.
Just grab their fist bump. Grab it and shake it.
There, rock your paper, brother.
Let me clench that fist and give it an up and down motion. Okay. All right. I think I've got some good advice here. I like the idea of just staying to my culture, my values.
Your
I'm
core
gonna
principles.
stick to the handshake. You know what? I won't deviate. If someone switches up, I'm keeping that hand out. That palm is outstretched.
No, you just go early. Just go early. Then there's no awkwardness whatsoever. Like, don't wait till you're halfway moving in before you decide handshake or hug. Just, mate, see you later, man. Hand out, shake the hand. Off you go.
Yeah. Okay. That's great. I love this. All right. I'm going to quickly move on to another thing, which is actually pretty interesting that's been happening here. So corporate America, there's a lot of people here who are earning disgusting amounts of a salary, which is,
Like
it's
yourself.
filthy. It's gluttonous, really. No, not me, sir. Not me. I'm just a measly program manager. But these senior bastards, I'm telling you, you go out to dinner with them or something, and at the end, I would say the normal etiquette, I like it personally. I don't know how you boys feel. Is all right? Someone takes a photo of the receipt, you chuck it in the chat, and you split the payment. Here, obviously, there's a few extra factors you have to consider: the taxes and the tipping.
Yep.
And so you need to add that division in place. But recently, I've been seeing more frequently that people just go for let's split evenly. It's much easier that way. I'm not a fan of this. I respectfully if you're earning 50K more than me, I think, yeah, you know what? I guess you can split it evenly. But when a man's here who is budgeting, I don't think that works for me, Just respectfully. I want to put it out there, but I also don't want to be the dick.
Yeah, I've heard a couple people talk about this in terms of you go for a dinner and let's say you're the person that maybe has eaten beforehand or you're not too hungry, so you just order something small and then and you also don't drink. And then all the other people are getting full meals and stuff, sharing it. And they're getting cocktails, beers and stuff. And then, at the next day, they're like, bill was $350 each. I'm like, brother, I had a Coke Zero and some nuts. And I think maybe it is when you get to an upper tax bracket, Kush, you just don't care about these dollars.
I just wish people had the awareness. It actually, one of my work friends was telling me that they went on a work trip and there was 15 people going out for drinks. This guy does not drink alcohol. He bought himself a cup of sparkling water. And then the taxi arrived at the end of the night. Everyone's like, all right, guys, hop on. Let's hop onto the taxis. It's here. Payment was being decided. And I guess the one who was leading the dinner said, we're going to split it evenly.
No, but not drinking is crazy. Not drinking, you can't. What can you split? It's like dividing by zero. It doesn't exist.
Or sparkling. He must have paid something with sparkling water. It's probably like $3 or $4. But
crazy.
He ended up paying $16 for the night. Kind of felt bad for, but I'm like, there's pressure there, right? The taxis are there. You all have to go. Everyone's leaving. There's 15 people. It's not a small group. I get it, but I don't know. If that was me, I'm probably putting up my hand and being like, respectfully, you people are going to have to wait. This is not happening. I'm not paying more than $4 for my sparkling water.
I think if you don't drink, it's easy to push back in terms of look, I don't drink. Let me just pay for mine. They'll probably accept it. But if it comes to a dinner where you've ordered a meal that maybe is $5 less, I don't know. This happened to you, Kush? Is that what you said?
No, it was to a work friend, which I thoroughly enjoyed the story. Thankfully, it didn't happen to me, but...
No, you just cop it, dude. It's the amount of pushback.
The effort to reward ratio you're
is just
telling me
not there.
it's off?
Also, I'm actually curious, Kush, how does it work? So let's say the bill's $100 and then taxes tip.
Yeah.
Is it like a beam request situation or
Cash at me, mate. Zell me, lad.
is it one of those things? Is it if I pay for the bill, do you transfer me just for the bill or are you compensating the tip and the taxes as well?
Okay, yeah, this is a great question. So it is both taxes and tip, which this I think is also interesting because the person who chooses to pay for the bill, the total bill at the time, they are the ones who are designating the tip. And me, I am not a fan of tipping. In fact, I never tipped where I was from, So there was one where the service was shocking. We went to a dinner. The service was absolute garbage. So garbage that we learned that actually in 1 week's time, that store was closing down.
Oh,
And so
no.
none of these waiters cared about anything that was going on. And the bill was 7 of us, 220-ish, I believe. And then the tip, the man put in a 20% tip. And I was like, brother, 20% for what? It took 35 minutes for a Dr. Pepper to come out. What the fuck are we tipping here? Oxygen? It was absolutely shocking to me. So yeah, what they do is like you'll have an amount, the total amount, and the taxes and the tipping always comes out separate to it, the grand total amount. So everyone splits the total, and then you also split the taxes and tipping after.
Your situation happened to me on Tuesday actually. So we were at dinner after Oztag, and one of the team members is vegetarian, and we went to Korean, and he essentially the only thing on the menu that he could eat that was non-veg was literally fries. So he's ordered chips, which is like $7. Meanwhile, we're ordering, the beautiful gochujang chickens, your honey, your garlic soys, that ilks of the world. Came to the bill, person paid, drops in the group chat. Hey guys, everyone owes me $25. The guy who ordered the chips messaged me on the side and he's like, am I supposed to be paying the $25, for the $7 chips that I ordered? And I advised him to message her and be like, hey, just, blah, blah, blah. Can you do the split again? But in that situation, if you're in that situation, are you paying the $25 for the fries?
No. Are you mad?
Nah, no way. See, but that's the thing that's come in after though, right? Where it's like, I don't know. Like, I would like to say no. That's shocking, man. Bought chips. Man's paying fucking 3 times his price. That's crazy.
Nah, if you're paying, you got to be a little eyes up in, has everyone eaten the same stuff? Has everyone drank the same drinks type vibe, right? Because that happened to me, right? We went to dessert the other day. You guys ordered different drinks. I paid for it. I looked at the drink prices just to see, is your drink maybe $3 less and then split appropriately. It's lazy to be like, this is the receipt. Fuck it, you all owe me 20 each.
Dude, I actually agree with that 100%. So like when I pay for things, I get on Beam and I just beam you the amount that you owe.
Yeah.
So I've done the work, done the calculations, and you do that to me. And I appreciate that.
Exactly.
Because from my perspective, I look at that, you've done the math, you've had a bit of respect. I just swipe my phone and the money goes to you.
Exactly.
Right?
If I need my money from you, I need to give you as less friction as possible. I don't need you to do the math.
Yeah. Because then you get to the stage, like Kush, I'm sure this happens all the time. Dude, originally when like Beam wasn't a thing and you just drop the receipt in, mate, you're down $20. You know what I mean? Like no one's transferring you properly because they're all clowns. So instead of having any sort of shadow of a doubt, right, then it gets to the stage where it's like the next level up is like, oh, you owe me $25. But then that is annoying as well because you don't know when they will transfer you. The easiest way is to just spend some time on Beam It or whatever, splitting app you use, and then just send them the request. Makes it easy for everyone.
This is the ideal utopia that I see, but right, there's too many factors at play. I think there's a lot of people out there who are comfortable with their earnings, and I think that social awareness is not there. That one hurts though. That one hurts. I've got one more quick one, boys. This is just I heard this that one of my co-workers attended an immersive theatrical wedding experience. Have you heard of this, boys?
No.
Huh?
So this I think is a great business idea, first of all, just to preface. But basically, what happens is that there's a group of people here, and they're pretty much theatrical performers, actors, and there's around I think 10 to 20 of them. And what they do is they host what a wedding would be like, a wedding event. So this one was like a Greek wedding, and there's actors who play the bride and groom, and the whole wedding is set out to exude how a Greek wedding would be like, how it is, any cultural values, food, etc. And then anyone can go. You pay $100 and you can go attend this wedding.
And your mate paid for this?
Yeah, they paid for this. So you rock up, you dress up, you go there, you enjoy a wedding, but in the back of your mind, it's not a real wedding. It's a performance.
What?
I thought this was ingenious. I thought this was actually genius because people, when you speak to a lot of people, they go like, oh, I would love to attend an Indian wedding. I've heard all these stories about the reception and the Sangeet, all these events. And I'm like, this business where you create events for cultural weddings, which aren't actually a wedding. So there's no pressure of the gift. There's also no like other pressure of like, I need to look absolutely perfect, or like, how do I interact with bride and grooms? That kind of stuff is not there. And so I thought that was a great idea. And obviously this bride and groom, like they're actors. So they're doing a lot of improv. They're going around and being like, how's the night? You know? Yeah. So that I thought, by the way, great business idea.
It's an interesting one. I'll tell you that much. Because like the whole point of a wedding is like, it's nice because you know the people involved.
You're celebrating someone's union.
Yeah. Otherwise, you're just playing dress up is what this is. But I don't think it's a bad idea, Kush. Like, I think it's interesting. I agree. There's probably heaps of people that want to go to like a Greek wedding or an Indian wedding or like a traditional Chinese wedding with the lion dances and all this and all that, right? But the thing is, if no one has been to one of these weddings before, like, is it just the ceremony or is it the reception or is it both?
So this one was both. It was wedding and like, I guess the reception. So
surely, dude, why would you need to sit there for the wedding? That's just ridiculous. You just sit in silence.
Well, I guess like it depends. Like if it was an Indian wedding, like, yeah, I don't want the pundit to, you know, tell the person to go around the fire 7 times.
Dude, that's like a 2-hour affair that you're just sitting there watching something that's not even real.
That's what gets me. The whole part is like, I love the fact that there's so much improv involved in this. Like there's actors out here who are, you know, committing to the part. They're method acting, being, you know, prominent members of a wedding. That to me is hilarious. I can't get past that. But all in my head I could think about was, imagine you run a business with all different types of cultural weddings, you know?
Yeah, I don't mind it.
Take it one step further. Just do scenarios. Any scenario.
Yeah. Winning the World Cup.
Yeah, dude, scoring the winning penalty at the World Cup type thing. And you have all these paid actors or whatever to cheer as you... Maybe I would pay for that. And any scenario you want.
We'll make it happen.
Thanks for that, Kush. I have one question. Last time you were on, I was not here. So I was an avid listener like everyone else. And you started to regale us of your dating life over there, Kushagra. I'd love to know, sir, any updates, anything going on? Been on any more 2-girl, 100-men dating events, anything like that?
No, not yet. I haven't had a chance to go to one of them. But actually, this is unrelated to dating, but I have attended like it's this app called Time Left. I don't know if any of you have heard of that, but yeah. And basically you do a quiz that pretty much like tells you who your personality is, and then it pits you with 6 others to go to a dinner to a pre-selected location. And you can give like your budgetary preference. And the whole idea is you meet new people, and the hope is you make new friends. I attended the first one, and the first one was like an absolute disaster. Like, holy shit. It was crazy. And you pay for this, by the way. So I paid $12 to get to this, which I understand, by the way, because there's more of an incentive of you to attend and less people to drop out. So I get that.
So you pay for the facilitation, not the event itself yet. Just the fact that it sets you up with 6 other people.
Exactly. So you pay for the facilitation. Obviously, you have to pay for whatever food you ordered that night as well on the dinner place. But the clientele that I observed at this night was slightly concerning. So there were 5 people at this event. 2 people had dropped out beforehand, and one guy came up. The very first person I met, he said, "Hey man, I'm from Canada. I'm only here for a week. You have LinkedIn?" And I was like, "Oh, you want me just for my LinkedIn connection? Like, is this what's going on?" And he basically said like, "Yeah, I'm only here to make some LinkedIn connections." So he was quite persistent throughout the whole night to get LinkedIn from every single person on the table.
Did you give it to him?
I actually did, because I felt really pressured by the end. When I was leaving, he was like, "Can I please have your LinkedIn?" And I was like, "This guy's begging me at this point. Here, take my LinkedIn and fuck off, man." So, the second person I met, he came in and he was in and out from London and San Francisco. And this guy, like, I had a good chat with him first, like a 101. When others came and the conversation started flowing and he wasn't involved, he just started to zone out. Like, he just looked at the ceiling. And so when the conversation was like, I don't know, maybe we were talking about like a TV show, we'd be like, "Oh, what do you think?" And then he'd be like, "Huh? What was that?" And then this happened like 6 times. Like 6 times he would zone out and he'd keep being like, "Oh, yeah, sorry, I missed that. You weren't talking to me." That was the second guy. This third guy that came up, he just spoke very quietly. So he'd be like, "Hey, my name is Dav. This is how I speak. How are you doing?" And it was like that very low tone. It came to a point where there was a question which was, "What are you most proud of?" And people were like, "Oh yeah, I'm proud of how my sleep cycle's getting better." This guy, poor soul, he said, "I'm very proud that I'm able to step out here of Time Left. because my best friend, he actually suicided and passed away.
Oh.
And we were all like, oh shit. Now, but the problem was none of us could really hear him. So we were like, oh crap.
No.
What do we say here? Like, who's going to be the person who's going to say, sorry, do you mind repeating that once more after this man opened his bare soul to us? Thankfully, someone said sorry to hear that. And we were all like, holy shit, thank God someone said that. Otherwise, that would have been a very awkward moment. But that was a one event that I have been to, which was shocking. I was not a fan. I'll tell you that much.
All right. So take a step back. This app, what did it spit out about you? It gave you a personality. Well, what did it say?
No, it doesn't give you like a personality. You just answer questions like, are you
Right.
extroverted? Are you introverted? Like, what's your ideal Saturday night or stuff like that, you know? And then the idea is that it's meant to pit you with people who are like-minded, I guess. But I did not see that.
So maybe Kush, these rare units are a reflection of you, potentially.
No. I went back. I saw my inputs. They were fantastic. They were a true reflection to who I am. And I'm telling you, this was not ideal. I was scared. I was unhappy and I was flustered. So I have not gone back. I will not go back to that.
Not going to pay another $12 for another event?
No, you're 0-2 with events, Kush. I think, have you ever thought the problem might be you? Maybe let's delve into that.
It could be. I don't know what to tell you. Look, they always say third time's the charm.
That was a masterclass in deflection after Miguel asked you the dating question. Wowee, well done. Excellent.
No, I was just going to tell you that I took a little bit of a break from the dating apps, but I did hop on back recently, and there was a couple of new apps that have popped up that are doing well here in San Francisco. So I've joined them, which I don't know, man. These things, they're finding so many new ways to throw out dating apps. There's one called Happen, which the whole idea is that you will cross paths with other people, and it'll tell you like, oh, you've crossed paths with this person on this street.
Oh, in person.
Not like, yeah. So it's tracking your location, and it'll tell you, oh, you passed them at Golden Gate Park, and it'll come up on the app being like, would you like to match with this person?
That's pretty cool, no?
Yeah. I don't know. It's a little. I mean, the people on this app are pretty weird. I won't lie. But I think it's limited at the moment. Maybe the more it gets popular, it might get much better.
Yeah, otherwise you got to go, like, you're just walking around New York City, no matches.
It's like Pokemon Go, bro. You're trying to capture something.
Yeah, but look, Ro, third time's the charm. So maybe the next time I'm back on, I'll attend a third event and I'll have some good news for you.
Yeah, I want to see a win. Whether it's a friend event or whether it's a dating event, Kush, I'm not even fast. I want you to go there and enjoy your time.
I'm taking L's. SF is taking the heart and soul out of me. I don't know what to tell you.
All right, I wish you well, Cushy. I got a quick story, actually. So playing football, we versed the team, if you remember, that we were scared to play. So we've been talking about playing this team, and it's been washed out every single time. We ended up playing them. They crunched me. I rolled my ankle, and I was in serious distress for the rest of the game. Now, my ankle's rolled, and I'm in like unbelievable agony, right? So I call my partner when I get home. I'm like, hey, my ankle's pretty cooked. Like, what do you reckon I should do? She's like, you know what? Head to the ER. And I was like, I thought the emergency department, head to ED. The emergency department I thought was like, you've been shot or like.
Or your foot is falling off.
Oh yeah, my foot is falling off, It's hurting. It's a rolled ankle. It's hurting, but I'm not like
I saw you
gonna die.
Hobble away from the game. So it wasn't like, you're in dire need.
It's not like I could not walk. Like I could walk. It just was annoying to walk on, right? So she's like, I'll go to the ED. I'm like, all right, you know what? I pay my tax dollars. Let's see what the public health system's all about. So she's like, all right, if you don't want to wait a long time, rock up at like 5 to 6 a.m. That's when there's no one there. So I set my alarm. 4 a.m. I woke up. 4:15 I got out. 5 a.m. I got to the hospital. I get to the hospital and there's like parking there, right? And it's like, oh, how long do you want to park for? I'm like, you know what? 3 hours is going to be more than enough.
All right.
I'll just be safe. So I park for 3 hours. I get into the hospital and to her credit, like there was literally no one there. There was like 3 people there. I was like, fantastic. So I go in. And then she's like, oh, what are you here for? Like, what's your Medicare card? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, look, foot's a bit, how you going? Here's my Medicare card. She's like, all right, sit down over there. Then like the triage happens, right? So the nurse eventually comes up to you and is like, oh, what's your injury? And I'm like, oh, I just rolled my ankle playing soccer. She's like, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most unimaginable pain you can ever imagine. How serious is your injury? Right? And I'm like rattled by that question. Do you know what I mean? Because like, I'm like thinking like, you know, crucifixion is like a 10. So I give her the answer as like a 5. I'm like, it's a 5 out of 10. Like,
Yeah.
maybe even 4, dare I suggest. And she looks at me like, 4?
Why are you here?
Literally, that was the face. Like, that was in her mind. She's asking herself, why are you here? And in my head, I'm like, yeah, why am I here? There's actually no need for me to be here. So, I don't know. She's writing something down. She's like, all right, sit here. Have you had any Panadol and Nurofen? I'm like, no, I haven't had any of that. She gave me like a little cup of Panadol and Nurofen. Meanwhile, like there's a guy next to me and he seems to be sitting there for a while. And then he's getting like endone, right? Like literally methamphetamines. Oh, maybe I want to try that. I should have probably said 10 low key. So I'm like then waiting for an hour. And then the next stage of the hospital, like the emergency department process, is that you get transported from the triage room into like another room with just couches, like very comfortable couches, like one per person. And this is like the place where you're just like sitting there and the doctors are around and they're just like kind of going one by one through the list. Now I'm on this like beautiful comfy couch. I'm sitting here with a rolled ankle. Meanwhile, there's like this poor woman who's like 80 and all she's doing is like, right? Like in just severe distress.
Yeah.
And at this point I'm thinking, dude, do I just get up and leave? Like I've got no reason to be here.
Is this disrespectful to other people's ailments?
Yeah. I felt genuinely, disrespectful, right? Because I'm like, I'm not supposed to be here. So I'm sitting down. Meanwhile, like there's people in genuine distress around me. And I'm sitting here like just playing doodle jump on my phone. You know what I mean? Like that's the stage that we're at. I've been promised by Cindy that this is a quick in and out process. I sat on that couch for 2 hours.
Oh my God, serious.
Yeah, rightly so, right? Because I'm probably like last.
Low
on the
priority,
you know
man.
what I mean? So meanwhile, like, you know, guys with, you know, one arm are getting, you know, pushed in and this, you know, the older gentleman's getting wheeled in. Eventually it's my turn. I'm like, fantastic.
Some fit 28-year-old bloke with a slightly sprained ankle.
Yeah. And at this point, I'm praying I fractured it. Like, I'm actually hoping it's broken just for some justification. So I start like hobbling and he's like, oh, do you want a wheelchair? And I was like, oh, I don't think I need a wheelchair. And then I'm hobbling and it's like, I'm walking pretty slow because it's actually in pain. And he just grabs me and he's like, look, mate, just get on the wheelchair. All right, get on the wheelchair.
Yeah, put your pride aside, man.
I had to put the pride aside. So he's wheeling me to the x-ray room and get my x-rays, like no dramas. Come back and now I have to wait another hour, right? Because the doctor now has to interpret the x-rays. So you get the x-rays, but they're just the scans.
Yeah.
So then I wait another hour, all right? Another hour waiting for this doctor to come through and tell me what happened. And I've got like some junior guy, right? And the junior guy's like, oh, look, good news. Actually, he's also asked me like on a scale of 1 to 10, unimaginable pain, how bad is your injury? And at this point, like, it's even less painful. Like, it's actually recovering actively.
You had time to rice it while you were waiting all that time.
Yeah, exactly. So I've given him some low number. And again, he's come in, he's like, oh, look, good news. It's not fractured. I'm like, damn it. Like, God damn it. And he's like, all right, look, you'll look. Here's like a little compression sleeve. Catch you later. I'm like, all right. Well, this might have been the biggest waste of 4.5 hours to 5 hours I have ever been through.
As if you're going ED night of or morning of, man. I'm a give it gentlemen's 3 days at home. 2-3 days.
Before you go in?
Before I go in. Unless I can't walk. Unless it's like actually something considerably wrong. Even then, it might be a GP next day situation.
Dude, it's a GP next situation, but I wanted to experience what it's like to go to the hospital and like see what it's all about, you know?
It was worth it?
No, it was not, honestly. It was not worth it.
All right, last update from me for this log. I got quick stay dangerous from this week. I was at the gym and I was on the active recovery day. I was on the bike, minding my own business. And then in my peripheral vision, I see some bloke walk up to me and I'm like, brother.
Urus lad.
The bike is not something you ask if you can work in. It's going through my head, right? And then he comes up to me, and my headphones are in. So I look at him and he looks like he wants to say something to me. So then I have to take my headphones out and he hits me with a "Stay dangerous." And I'm like,
legend.
Cheers, man. I'm low-key out of breath, but thank you, sir. So shout out Avi from my local Anytime Fitness.
Dude, I got to Stay dangerous as well, actually, like a random one. So like I was out with my friends and we were outside Don't Tell Auntie, like the Indian restaurant in Surrey Hills. And a car drives by and just yells out "Stay dangerous." So I got to Stay dangerous drive by. Meanwhile, my friends were like rattled because they don't really listen to the pod. So they were like, why am I?
Why is this lunatic screaming at you, mate?
And then this actually Momo. So she DM'd me afterwards, like she DM'd the page afterwards saying it was her that yelled and hopefully she didn't startle your friends, blah, blah, blah. So shout out Momo, mate. That's excellent from you, honestly. All right, ladies and gentlemen. And if you are new here, I'm just going to apologize in advance. This segment is called Kiribati. All right. And if you don't know what this is, we've done it twice in our history. One, as Mig said, the second episode ever. And then we also did it in 2019. So we haven't done this segment in 5 years. No, 6 years.
That's crazy. The fact that people have asked for this is also crazy.
Yeah. Mix put a poll out being like, hey, what segments do you want to see? And like by far and away, the most popular were Cuck Would Be Cucked and Kiribati, which is honestly outrageous.
I'm shocked. I'm actually shocked people want this back. I saw a Pokemon Smash Up pass there as well, and I was like, this is...
People want to see us to fail, man.
So Kiribati, we'll go through maybe the lore of Kiribati before we actually play the game because it's been that long. So in my old sales job, I used to cold call people, and my kind of area was just like Australia, New Zealand, and like the Caribbean /
the surrounds.
The surrounds, right? One lead came from Kiribati, and that was the first time I ever even heard of that country. Like I didn't even know it was a country or that it existed. And so I was like, you know what? You know what would be a really good game? Like if we just start throwing facts at each other and then basically you tell me if you know the fact, and if you do,
you have to prove it.
You have to prove it by saying how you know it. And I thought that was a great way, second segment, I'm like, what, boys, this is going to be a cracker segment. This is going to be the best segment we've ever done. So we did an episode 2. It was maybe one of the worst things put out in podcast history. And yet the people cry out for it, so we're running it back.
Because it's flawed in the fact you can just lie and say you know it.
No, but that's against the spirit. Now that you know the game, I have 5 facts. And Migs and Kush, I want you to tell me if you know them. So, the first fact is Manchester United was formed in 1878 and was originally called
Newton
Heath LYR, Lancashire and Yorkshire, before being renamed to United in 1902. Did you know that, Mick?
I knew that, yes.
Kush, did you know that?
I actually didn't know that.
That's the beauty of the game.
that is a wonderful fact to absorb, because I don't know much about Manchester United. So you know what? Very interesting. Very interesting.
They used to be yellow and green, Kush, not red. As a fun fact as well.
Wow.
Migs, you got to tell me, how did you know that fact?
How did I know it? I think when I was a young whippersnapper back in the day, maybe primary school, big range from 5 to 12 years old, something like that. And I was starting to watch football. I started supporting United because one day I went to my uncle's house and he had it on, and I just saw Cristiano Ronaldo tear up some poor team for 45 minutes. I'm like, wow.
I'm in love.
This is the sport to follow. And then I'm like, what will make me a real fan, right? Because I was probably on like the Manchester United forums back in the day, and people talking about, these fans from overseas, blah, 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 they're not real fans, et cetera, et cetera. I'm like, what will make me liked by these people? What will make me feel like a real fan? And for some reason, I thought, you know what? Read the Wikipedia. Read the Manchester United Wikipedia. And as long as I know some random facts, I'm a real fan in my eyes. So I think one of them would be that they were founded as Newton Heath.
And that is electric, boys and girls. That is electric. All
what
right.
a segment.
What a segment. What a segment. Why haven't we done it in 6 years? Fact number 2. You know the station McDonaldtown? So it's a station between Redfern and Newtown. It actually doesn't belong to a suburb. It used to be a suburb, But basically, there was some murders found, like the Macon family like killed a bunch of babies and buried them in the backyard. And so local residents petitioned, mate, let's get rid of McDonaldtown and we'll change it, bring them part of Erskineville and Newtown. Did you know that fact?
You tell me if you think I know this fact. Kush, do you know this?
I did. I actually did know this.
No! Fuck off, Kush.
I actually, look, the game. I'm following the game. I actually did know this fact.
How? How is now the question?
Okay, so basically, McDonaldtown, as you said, it's also very close to Newtown. Like, fair enough, close. And so when the Dendy's Cinema in Newtown was like one of my go-tos that I always go to.
This is why this segment's great. Wow, go on.
I knew some people that actually worked there. And so I was a regular. And so this was, I'm going to say 2020, around then. I went to watch like a crime film and I came around half an hour early. So I was just chatting to this guy and we were talking about how Australian cinema like is just not up to par. Like it just doesn't have great movies. And we were talking about like, okay, Australian crime is interesting. There's genuinely a lot of new insights and like a lot of hidden crime or the dark underworld that's not explored. And he told me this fact and he was like, and he told me a bunch more as well. He was like, there's so much more to this that we could explore that could be made into movies or TV shows. And I was like, yeah, let's do this, man. Let's do it.
This is electric.
Wow, Kush, excellent, bravo. All right. Next fact. This is what it's all about. Next fact is koalas have fingerprints so human-like they can confuse crime scenes.
I vaguely know it because I just read it somewhere the other day. Did you get this from Reddit or something?
No. This was a look into unique facts that people might not know, but are still somewhat common type Google search.
Right. So I did come across something like this in terms of like the closest, I think it was some one line, like the closest fingerprint to humans is not monkeys, it's actually koalas or something like that.
Fun fact. All right, Kush, did you know the fact?
I actually did know this fact as well. And it was the same guy.
Bro, just get this guy on.
It was the same guy because we were talking, because like I said, we were talking about crime. So we were talking about like unique facts, the storytelling that you could do. And he was like, look, Australian koalas. Imagine like a crime like Zodiac or Seven, very like dark, sinister, but it's a koala that's tampering with the crime scene. So there you go.
I'd watch that movie. That sounds exciting. All right. I forgot, did we score this game?
You, in the first iteration, you wanted a ongoing leaderboard. I don't know.
All right. Well, we're not going to do that, but you guys are doing better than I thought.
We're all winning.
We're all winning here.
Especially you guys at home. You're winning as well.
All right. The last, I do have another one, but this is kind of boring, so I'm going to skip that. All right. The next one is this. Finland sets speeding fines by income. The richer you are, the pricier your ticket. Did you know that fact, Mix?
I didn't know that, but that's good. I like that. I like that system.
Kush?
I actually did not know this fact, but again, I you know what? If we're hurting the rich in legitimate ways, I'm all for it.
Yeah, because the rich, you know, especially one I've heard is they just park anywhere they want because a parking ticket to them is 0.0001 of their income. So they just park wherever. But if they're parking fines, a couple thousand, tens of thousands, maybe they'll abide by some rules.
But Loki, I think, I feel like that might hurt
Your wallet.
my wallet. You know what I mean? Not because because I think
Because you're really rich.
No, because I think the really rich, like how would they know that? It'd have to be through like income tax tests, right? Except the really rich, mate, they're avoiding
They earn zero.
all of
They
this.
earn zero
Exactly.
on paper. Damn.
So really, it's just like the middle class working in corporate, and they're the ones getting like $1,000 speeding tickets.
Damn, maybe you're right. All right, I have a couple. Mine are not really facts. They're just people, places, things that you may or may not know. All right, so my first one is, this one's a fact. Matcha. We went to Japan. We drank a lot of matcha, learned about the history of matcha. Did you know that matcha is actually from China,
I did not know that.
not Japan?
No.
Kush, did you know that?
I did know this. I did know this.
Wow.
What did the Dendy guy tell you now?
I'm a denty guy.
This is not the Dendy guy.
Oh, imagine if it was though. What a wide array of conversation you had with that fellow.
Look, we had 30 minutes. There's probably a lot we discussed, and I assume some of these facts will pop up the more Migs tells us later. But actually, the reason why I know this is because one of my coworkers recently went on a trip to Asia where he hit all the buckets, like Thailand, he went Korea, he went Japan. He did a pretty decent trip. for 3 weeks, and he came back and he was a matcha fiend. Like every day at 3 p.m. at the workplace, anyone want to go for a coffee run? I was like, yeah, I'll come down. Always gets matcha every single time. I'd never seen this behavior before. It was unique. It was new. And so I asked him, like, why are you drinking matcha so often? And he was like, look, it's
smoother, it's creamier, is what he said.
That's a crazy reference.
Say the next line, Ro.
I can't say the next line.
Your mate Kush.
Where was I at with this fact teller? Yeah, okay, yeah. So he was ordering matcha and he was telling me, and he was like, yeah, I'm a big fan of matcha. I drank a lot in Japan. And then he was like, hey, fun fact, it's actually not Japanese. And then he dropped the fact. So there you go.
Damn.
Bang.
But that's ridiculous. Isn't that ridiculous? How is Japan claiming matcha then?
I don't know. They weren't the inventors, but they were maybe the pioneers. They made it the best it could be.
All right.
Alrighty, next one. Do you know about the current Justin Timberlake law on TikTok?
What's the law?
So the
That he has
law.
Lyme disease?
No, that's not the law. That's a fact. That's a cold hard fact. But the law recently is that Justin Timberlake, mate, he'd seem to be just milking people for money. He would go on his tours. He would perform "Can't Stop the Feeling," and then he would literally. This has been widely memed. He would say the first half of the first line, put the mic down, let the crowd sing the whole verse.
The whole verse?
Yeah,
That's a bit.
And then when it gets to the chorus, he did the same thing. Said one line, put the mic down, let him speak. And this went viral. The fact that Justin Timberlake is just milking people's money, he's not performing, all this and that. And
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
there you go.
But I saw that on TikTok. As in, like, I saw that on TikTok, and then I saw it that he came out that he had Lyme disease,
Yeah.
and I thought that was his excuse. Like, he's saying I couldn't perform because
So do you believe that he has Lyme disease, or you think it's an excuse?
Well, I don't know. It feels like a random thing to do, just singing half a line of the song. Like, you know what I mean? But it feels a bit strange that he only said it after his tour. Like, surely as it's happening, you say, hey, guys, like, I'm in a bit of distress here. I don't want to cancel the show. But just for your reference, it's going to be subpar.
But then surely some people are going to demand a refund of their tickets and all this, and they're not going to make as much money.
Well, what would you rather? Would you rather him cancel the show? Or would
I'd
you
rather sleep
half-ass
with my cousin and no one ever. Nah. That's a niche
That's
reference.
a niche reference.
I don't mind it because I think you and everyone went to Drake, right? I think that was a common thing as well that, well, one, he didn't perform the full song half the time.
Yeah.
The other time he would just let the crowd do the work.
But like these rappers anyway, they all have backing tracks. Then no one's really singing properly. So the music's still playing. And it's actually kind of nice, low key, like singing with the crowd. I don't know.
Yeah, I've never been too worried about that. It's a good vibe.
It's
you
a great
you
vibe.
sing with everyone. So did you know about this, Kush?
I actually did. I did know about this fact as well.
Ball of knowledge.
All the knowledge. Kush, there's actually barely any facts you didn't know. Go on, let's go.
Look, you won't believe me, but it is from the Dendies guy. It really is. And it all links back to Justin Timberlake's Justified World Tour in Australia. He was talking about like how he had to buy tickets for that world tour in Australia. Now it's like, I'm pretty sure he's doing it again and there's like a wait list and he's obviously quite popular and stuff and whatnot. But when he previously toured, there was a lot of, I'm going to say contention around how he was going about his whole tour. Like, was this one of those lazy tours that come out? For example, like I think The Weeknd had a bit of something recently where it wasn't clear if he was actually going out to sing or was he all there just for the money? Was it all just like a weak show? And so that came out. That did come out with Justin Timberlake. So he was telling me about that. He was like, these celebrities, they go around, traveling to these countries, milking money to that extent. Isn't that some sort of criminal activity? And he's like, yeah, maybe this could be another thing in Australia, all these criminal activities that are unheard of.
You got away with it the first few times, Kush, but
mate.
we're not having it.
Not having it. Not having it. All right.
I'm telling you, it's the truth. We had a good discussion. It's the truth.
When did you have a conversation with this Dendies guy?
What do you mean?
Was this a recent thing?
What's his name?
No, this was his name is Jake. This was around in 2020. I don't know if he still works there, to be honest.
From Dendy's Newtown in 2020 told you this information about Justin Timberlake. What did he say about the tour?
He said that the tour was just a way to milk money. This was like easy money. These artists were going in. They were not out there to not help, but I would say like perform for the audience, perform for the fans. They're out there doing lazy things like auto-tune, faking it, these dances. Like, that's nothing. Like, it isn't a performance. It's all an act.
What do you say about the Lyme disease?
The Lyme disease, he didn't mention that because obviously the Lyme disease news came out like a couple of days ago. And now, Jake, remember, this is a conversation 5 years ago. So he wasn't a truth sayer. You know what I mean? He didn't know all the facts.
He's not a prophet. He couldn't prophesy.
Exactly. He's just Jake from Dendy's.
If I hear another Jake from Dendy's, all right,
I'm coming to San Francisco and I'm slapping the shit out of you, mate. So you shush your little mouth. All right. I got two more. Did Jake from Dendy's, Kush, tell you about the Aboriginal weather system? Where instead of the traditional 4 seasons, summer, spring, fall / autumn, winter, they categorize the calendar in 6 seasons instead, which is a more accurate representation of Australian weather.
Wow. I actually did not know this fact, and nor did Jake. I mean, look, remember, we were talking about crime, so I don't think the weather system really fell into that.
And Justin Timberlake, apparently. He's well tall.
Well, remember, yeah. That was what we considered criminal activities, of course. But yes, I did not know about this, Mix. Enlighten me.
Did you know about this, bro?
I did know about this, actually.
How?
This is an interesting one because in primary school, you learn about Aboriginal culture.
Yeah.
And this is just one of the things that they teach you. Like, this actually has unlocked a deep, memory of mine. And I remember there was a diagram that actually maybe I saw in high school of like summer, autumn, winter, spring. And it was like the 3 months.
Yeah.
And then it would show you the Aboriginal seasons and the calendar and how it looks like that.
You were learning about the seasons in high school. That's an interesting course. That's, I got to say, that's perhaps a little bit too
convenient, you think?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And I think it's a little bit too convenient. Who's learning about the seasonal patterns in high school? I think that's a year 2, year 3 topic.
Well, to be fair, I learned it from this bloke called Jake. He worked at a Dendy's in Newtown.
Yeah.
Anyways, Kush, I'll regale you on what it is. So they have 6 seasons, right? And I'll read you the seasons and you tell me if this is a better system than winter, summer, autumn, spring. So in December, January, they call it, no, I won't say the Aboriginal because I don't want to butcher it, right? But they have a season where it's dry and hot, also known as season of the young. So that's December, January. February, March is what they say is the hottest part of the year. Also known as the season of adolescence. All right, if you can see me on the YouTube on my phone, I have a circular diagram.
That's the one I saw.
All right, I'm going to screenshot this, Kush, and you need to put it up because apparently it's an iconic diagram. Anyways, next they have May and April, which is the cooler weather begins, known as the season of adulthood. Ringing any bells, bro?
Mm-hmm.
The next June, July, the coldest and wettest time of the year. To be fair,
spot on.
We're in August now.
We just started August.
End of July, if you are in Sydney, it has been rainy as hell. It's been really cold as well. They say it's the coldest and wettest time of the year, more frequent gales and storms, also known as fertility season. And they move to August and September, which we are in now. Mixture of wet days with increasing number of clear, cold nights and pleasant, warmer days, also known as season of conception. And the last one, October, November, is the longer dry periods known as season of birth. I subscribe to this calendar because I think all the time the chat is it's summer, but it's cold all of a sudden, or it's winter, but it's like rainy, blah, blah, blah. Look at this calendar.
Yeah, you'll get more granular.
You'll get a better idea of what's going on. Alrighty, last one I have. Do you know about Ali Dia, the former Senegalese professional footballer?
No, I don't know Ali Dia.
Do you know about this guy, Kush?
I do not know about Ali Dia, sorry.
All right, so in essence, this guy is, well, first of all, do you know George Weah? Anyway, he's a legend of the game. That's all you need to know. He's a legend, right? Where is he from? He's from Liberia as well. All right. So this Ali Dia geezer, one day in November 1996, he decided to phone the manager of Southampton and said he was the cousin.
Oh, I do know this
story.
You know this? I do know this story.
Anyways, he said he was the cousin of Ballon d'Or winner and FIFA World Player of the Year, George Weah.
This is the bloke who's he's not a professional. He's never played, and he managed to scam like a career going to club, right?
He scammed Graham Souness, a legend of the game, who was a legendary player and was a manager at the time, scammed him, convinced him that he was the cousin of this bloke. He ended up getting a 1-month contract with Southampton. Dia played only 1 match in his short spell at the club. He came on as a substitute in a league game but then was substituted. So he came on,
and then got subbed off.
played it shit, and then got subbed off. And then he was released from his contract only 14 days into it. Didn't even last the whole month. That is the story of Ali Dia. Is that not crazy?
This is a fact that I've heard, and that it's boring how I know it. This is a Reddit classic. It comes around every so often. There's a few people actually that have done similar sorts of things, like con their way into a professional setup, and then basically they just said they were injured, or like they said they couldn't train. So basically the coach had no idea if they're good or not, and then they play the game, they get found out, and then it's like job done. But then sometimes they leverage that experience to the next club they go to. They say, "Oh, Southampton signed me."
Yeah.
Like, you should sign me. And some of them do.
He's quoted to saying, I've been portrayed as a con man and a poor player, but I am neither and intend to prove people wrong. Obviously, I'm disappointed not to make it in the Premiership, but I've got faith in my own ability. And my only concern is now Gateshead, my current club. He's sticking to it. He's doubling down. Is that not crazy?
Kush, did you know this one?
I did not know this fact. I did not know about Ali Dia.
You know what? And there we go. That's Kiribati. And that's the fun of the game. You know, sometimes you know it, sometimes you don't.
And sometimes you make up some bloke called
Alex Adendi.
Righty, on to the second segment of the day. Kush unfortunately has had to meet his mate at Dendy's, so he's no longer here for the segment. But this is Cucked.
Cuck, 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 cuck,
Cuck or be cucked.
Wow.
Beautiful.
A lot of you asked for that as well. I forgot about the theme song, but wow.
I haven't heard that for a long time. Beautiful.
All right, so Cucked, again, for those of you that don't know, and I don't blame you for not knowing, is a segment we used to do and we're doing now where we go through stories with, we call you the Cuck Nation as well, right? You at home are the Cuck Nation. We tell stories where people have been, in our words, cucked, where they've been alphaed, champed, they've been one-upped, something's happened to them where someone's mugged off, someone's been put in their place. And then we assign it cockatoos. So how badly have you been cucked?
Correct.
Essentially is what we do. And then we give advice. Can you do something better? Can you be the cuckoid?
I don't know.
Be the one cucking. It's reverse the situation. So we put and a lot of you wanted this segment, so we're bringing it back. We put the call out. We've got some stories of our own. We've got one from a listener as well. Shout out Alex. He says, he was seeing this girl. After a while, we decided she'll come to the pub quiz to meet me and my friends. After a while of waiting in the pub and the quiz starting, I text her saying, any idea of what time you'll be here? Got blocked on everything.
That's just random.
So he sent this in as a cuck. He's been cucked here.
Heavily. Blocked on everything.
He's probably set up the pub quiz with his mates. Like, let's go to this one. I'll bring along, I don't know, Amy.
Yeah, and you can meet her for the first time, potentially.
And then the boys are waiting.
Answering beautiful trivia, Harry Potter quiz.
Exactly. They're probably doing Harry Potter quiz. They're sharing sheets and stuff.
Yeah,
and
some of them are looking on their phone for their answers.
They'll do that.
Yeah.
They're asking, mate, Alex, you've talked a big game of this Amy individual. Where is she?
Where's the missus?
Give her a text. Turns out you're blocked.
That is outrageous. It's a strange thing being blocked on everything. Like, first of all, being blocked in general without an answer is just one of the all-time cucks.
Yeah.
She doesn't even give you the respect of being like, hey man,
not tonight,
nice.
bro.
Not tonight. I'm not really interested in you. Like, let's call it a day. She's just straight up, not even ghosted you either. She's actively blocked you. So she doesn't want to contact her. How many cockatoos are we giving this one?
I think it's a couple. I'd say probably the 3 to 5 range.
Yeah, I agree with that.
The range we give is probably like 1 to 10, and then there was a couple we gave like 200.
200.
So we'll ignore that. But what can you do? Well, we've got his side of the story, and he's saying all he's done is chat over text and stuff, and then it's gotten to a point where meet in person and all this. So he's done nothing wrong.
No, I'm sure they've met in person before because he said they were seeing each other.
Yeah.
So like they've obviously gone on a couple of dates, and this is like the date that she's going to maybe meet his friends potentially.
But I think a lot of the cucking is the fact that you're in front of your mates and you have to say, fellas,
Yeah, she's
she's blocked me on everything. Because he's probably, let's say he's chatting to her on Instagram, right? It's like, oh, I can't find her on Instagram.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, can you guys see her? And then his mate's like, yeah, she's right here, man. So, oh, that's weird. Let me look at her on Facebook. I have her on Facebook.
Yeah, not there either.
She's gone again.
Then we move to LinkedIn, you know. Then, how many social media platforms has he been blocked on?
That's crazy.
What about email? You tried that.
So how to get back?
I think
how to
this
redeem?
is a 3. I don't think this is a 5 because like 3 is like, it's a big cucking, but at the end of the day, these things happen. The game is the game.
Yeah, I agree with a 3. And in terms of reversing the situation,
I honestly can't even think of how you reverse it.
my initial thought is one of the mates does the same thing back.
What, block her?
As in like tunes her a little.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Lead her down a garden path and then she gets keen and then block.
The long game.
Yeah, this is for Alex.
Yeah, actually, there's not actually that many alternatives to that, to be honest. I'm sure there's hella movies like this. Do you know any?
Nah,
yeah, where they like get back at the girl by, dating her and then breaking her heart. It's a classic of the genre.
where they're in disguise or something as well. I feel like
exactly.
that's a go. I've got a couple of my own. I'll talk to you about them. I think one of them we know, Ro, but I thought it would be good to bring to the podcast. So we have a friend who recently got married, and then we have another friend who's notoriously single. And during the wedding, he goes up to his mate and his missus, congratulates them, and all this and all that, and he's like, "Hey, look, do you know anyone for me? I'm in the market." And then they're like, "Oh, look, we'll see. We'll chat to people, and we'll see what's going on." And then
During the wedding.
During the wedding, our mate says, halfway through, he's like, "Oh, there's a fine young lady on that table."
Yeah, for context, right? This is a Muslim wedding. So the men
I wasn't going to go into these sort of details.
No, we need this. It's very important, right? It's a Muslim wedding. So the men are on one side and the women on the other side. So it's like kind of like a romantic fairy tale. He's like spotted her across the room. He's seen this like beautiful woman there and he's like, "Oh wow, she's like quite attractive."
Yeah.
Like, that's,
so much so, fuck it. We're giving a lot of details. Fuck it. So much so that obviously there's a seating plan at weddings, right? And I was with this mate. We went out to go to the bathroom. And then on our way, he stops at the seating plan, gets his phone out, takes a photo of, let's say, table 20, where the fine young lady's sitting. Yeah. And I'm like, "What are you doing, brother?"
Ridiculous.
And then he's like, "I'm going to find her on Facebook."
Yeah.
So then he, probably like, 12, 15 people on this table. He's going through every single name on Facebook to try and find her. I actually don't know if he found her or not.
No, but so obviously he's like interested.
Yeah.
Very interested, right? And this young fellow, unfortunately, has just been made redundant from his job as a mortgage broker.
Yeah.
Right? So that's
it's a lot of detail.
So that's his current situation.
Right. He's in between jobs, right? So then he goes up to our friends like, "Hey, look, I've this person, she seems nice. Like, what's her situation?" And I think they give him positive information. Like, "Oh yeah, she's, not seeing anyone. She could be available. Like, let me talk to her for you." Right. And then, so that's what we knew. And then a couple of weeks later, I asked him, "Oh, did anything come of this? Like, did you meet her? Did you talk to her? Whatever." And then he gets angry, our friend, and he's like, "Bro, this guy's a dog, bro. He's such a dickhead." And then he tells us that they talked to her, the girl, and it's like, "Oh, our friend here, he's interested."
No,
in you.
I think she went to them.
Really?
Yeah. And the girl that our friend was into went to the married couple and was like, "Hey, who's that guy?
I've spotted this guy."
Yeah, I've spotted this guy in the suit, like the short guy in the suit with a beautiful beard. Like, who is he?"
And his mid-skin fade, yeah. And then, they get chatting, and then one of the questions is, "Oh, what does he do for work?"
Yeah.
And then our friend says, "He doesn't work."
No. She's like, "Oh, I'm really interested in him." And then our mate, who's also his mate, is like, "Nah, don't go for him. He's unemployed right now."
Yeah, not even he's between jobs.
Yeah.
He used to work here, but now he's currently looking. Just no job.
No job, don't bother. And so absolutely cucks our friend. What could have been a beautiful fairy tale? He's just sent her away. Oh.
And yeah, that ended that fairy tale. But that is, when I heard that is one of the biggest cuckings of all time.
How is your mate not going to set up the boys? You know what I mean? The problem was that the girl that he was interested in is like his wife's relative.
Yeah.
And I think like our mate likes this guy as a friend, but does he want to be related to him? I think not.
But even still, you don't dog him like that. You let him sabotage himself. You know, you don't do it for him.
So cockatoos.
These are because they're close friends.
No, they're close friends, and they were both interested in each other. That's the problem. Like,
yeah, it's not even like he had to shoo the girl or shoo him away because the girl wasn't interested.
Correct.
There was mutual interest.
she was heavily interested in him as well. So this is honestly like a 5 to 6 cockatoo range.
I would
say
push it at 6 because if you knew these two boys, they are close friends, man. You can't do them like that.
Yeah, so we got 2 for the friends. You know, maybe even 4 for maybe 4 for the friends because that's heavily disrespectful, right? And then 2 for the fact that for some reason he's just openly disclosed his employment status as a way to deter her.
Fuck, we'll give 1 just because he was unemployed at the time, just for shits and gigs. But we'll give it a 6. What could our friend have done?
The hard thing about this is at the wedding. Sorry, correct me if I'm wrong. Was there a rule that like you're not supposed to talk to people of the opposite gender?
I don't think there was a strict rule, but I think the people that were following the faith a bit closer, a bit more stronger, there was no crossover.
So that's why he couldn't talk to her.
Himself.
That's why he had to do this Facebook thing, right? He couldn't go talk to her. It's really kind of out of your hands because it's on the guy, it's on the groom.
And it's not like you could preempt this because you'd never expect your mate to just be like, yeah, he's unemployed.
Correct, yeah. So really, honestly, to reverse cuck this situation, you've just got to break up their marriage. You know, he's done you dirty.
Reveal some dirt that may not even be true. Just fuck it. I'm unemployed. You cheated on her.
That would be criminal.
Hop on the mic. I've got another one. Another one from this same group of friends. All right. And this one, to be fair, is not the guy that we told last week that liked an iced chocolate and a Maxibon, but he said that he saw this happen. All right. And it's a similar situation where I was explaining last week that he loves the corner seat of the metro where the 2 carriages join. There's a seat where to your right is another seat, but to the left is the wall where it joins the metro. So you're only really next to one person, you can lean on the wall, do whatever you want. So that seat is in high demand. He told me he loves that seat. And there was one day where he got on the metro and everyone's gunning for this seat. And there was this guy, he went to the seat and he got it. He got there. So then he starts to take off his bag, like to get ready to sit down. And all of a sudden, this Indian bloke comes and just swoops in and sits down. And our friend was opposite, right? And he saw this happen and he's like, oh no, here we go. And this guy saying was decided to like berate this guy sitting, right?
Really?
Yeah. He's just going like, this is my seat, blah, blah, blah. And then apparently this Indian guy just put headphones in.
Don't even worry about it,
Head down and is like just watching a film or something. And when he's looking up, he's just saying, "Oh, sorry, like, I forgot what he said. Was saying, but just like kind of ignoring him.
Yeah, just
like minding his own business." And then while this guy was berating him, our friend looks up and just sees like empty rows of seats. So it's not like he took the only seat. Like the seat next to him was free, for example.
Dude, I didn't realize this seat is that coveted.
It's a good seat.
I know it's a good seat.
It's a very good seat.
But that's crazy that this guy would, there's one thing if he's taken the last seat, he's taken your seat and now you have to stand.
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe the berating is then justified. However, if there's rows of empty seats, it doesn't matter. The only benefit then in that case is you want to sleep on the wall.
Yeah.
That's the only benefit.
Well, maybe that's what he wanted. Maybe that's what he factored in. You know, maybe I'm going to have a late night because I'm going to sleep on the metro. And then all of a sudden this bloke just swoops in, takes the seat.
Or it's just the principle, right? So I understand. Now,
imagine swooping a seat.
so the number one, you know how like, you see those people in car parks, like swooping like parking spots? I've never seen one IRL on a seat. That's excellent. But in terms of the cucking, I mean, just the swooping of the seat, I don't really care too much about. But the fact that he was so pressed about it, maybe
made his situation worse.
Made his situation worse, yeah. But then the biggest cucking of them all is just ignoring the tirade.
Yeah, like that's the worst thing in any argument, anything, that they don't match the energy.
Correct.
Because now you're a mug.
Yeah,
now you're the bloke yelling at someone sitting down on the metro. Imagine you get on the stop after like Rousey, you just see some guy berating some poor bloke sitting.
Like, that's what, it's like, does it have a name on it? Like, you know what I mean?
Sheldon Cooper, relax, brother.
So I'm gonna have to give another 2 cockatoos.
Yeah.
Just for the fact is the guy's like, all right, whatever, brother. I'm chucking my headphones and I'm watching, some TikToks or whatever he's doing. Is there any more?
I think that's it. It's not a major thing, but you just the sad thing is that most of the cockatoos are you've done it to yourself.
You've done it to yourself.
You didn't let it go. You didn't sit next to him. You didn't sit in the other seats in the metro. You've decided to stand on business and berate some bloke for swooping on your seat, man.
The only way, look, I don't even want to defend this guy. I don't even want to give him how he can reverse it. But I
look,
will.
if you're at the sad stage where you're berating a bloke, verbally, they say in your seat, make it physical at some point. Yank him off the seat.
That's
if
exactly
you're that
right.
pressed,
That's exactly
yank
right.
him off, sit him down somewhere else and take your seat.
You can either do that, you can either yank him off, or you can just decide to sit on his lap and then just you know, whisper sweet nothings into his ears because you don't know if they're noise
Fondle his
cancelling.
face.
Yeah, fondle his face a little bit, you know? That's the only reversal for sure.
If I let it go, brother, let it go. And you got any, Ro?
I have 2 quick ones, right? They're not long-winded yarns, but this is something that is happening more and more frequently. And I'm being cucked, but it's okay that I'm being cucked, right? So here's what's happening.
Sure.
So my work gives me a like a $25 like Uber Eats voucher that you can use, right? And so it's kind of designed so that when we're all in the office together, we can all share a meal together, right? So we go in and pick up the food and then have the lunch somewhere. Well, every time I go into the store, the people I'm with get their Uber Eats as normal. However, when I am approaching, they ask me, what's the code? What's the number?
Oh, no.
And I can tell
Oh, no.
that they think I'm an Uber Eats driver. So I'm just being mugged off in front of my colleagues. Like I'm
Just getting
standing there.
profiled in front of your car.
So like, look, I understand, right? A lot of people are my disposition.
You don't blame them,
I don't
potentially?
blame them. No, I definitely don't blame them, right? But it's the biggest mug off when like the white people in front of me are they're just getting their meals and then they're like, oh, just wait 1 second, like we'll have your order soon. I'm like, dude, what is this? This happens so frequently. And like, to be fair, right? I work in tech, so I'm not wearing like a suit. I'm not wearing like a shirt and a tie.
Yeah, but you're not wearing the freaking helmet, jacket, and big backpack. You don't have that gear on.
I don't have any high vis, right? There's no high vis on me at any
You're
point in
not on a
time.
hella ride, freaking ready to use, man.
So this is honestly like such a common thing. It's actually crazy. And sometimes I see the like the confusion in their face a little bit. Like I can see them trying and work out the situation, but they always play it safe and they're like, oh, you're here for Uber Eats. I'm like, no, dude, just give me my burrito and let me be on my way.
That's crazy. In terms of cockatoos, in the grand scheme of things, it's not too many because I guess it's understandable. But the thing is, I'll give it maybe a 2 or 3, pushing a 3, just because I've this on like TikTok or something. I've read about it on Reddit. I've never heard of a real life use case.
Dude, I genuinely think every brown person trying to pick up their food, like it even happened literally yesterday, and that wasn't even Uber Eats. Yesterday, I called in for takeaway. I was picking up some kebabs for takeaway, right? I walk in, and then the guy literally like calls me in, and then he's like, "Oh, like you here for Uber Eats?" I'm like, "No, I'm not here for Uber Eats." Oh, sorry. I'm like, "It's all good. Just give me my kebabs and let me be on my way."
Oh yeah, that's crazy. I'll give it like. Does this happen to you often?
It happens to me. I would say 70% of the time.
So 70% of the time you're getting takeaway at any place, anything. 70% of the time you're here for Uber Eats.
Yeah. If I walk in, like happens more often if I'm alone. Like sometimes it doesn't happen as often with my colleagues. But if I'm the last person of my colleagues to get it, they don't think I'm associated with the group, you know, just because of racial things. And then I got the, you here for Uber Eats. It's fine. Like it's totally understandable. Like I'm not going to sit here and slander them as being racist. Like obviously.
You reckon you'd make the same mistake?
If I was working at a restaurant.
Let's say you're a Macca's worker, busy day, you see some Indian bloke on his own walk in.
Yeah, I think he's Uber Eats. Like, because they probably get so many Uber Eats drivers that they're like, they get so many orders. Do you know what I mean? It's like this.
So your hit rate of assuming that Indian blokes by themselves are Uber Eats drivers is higher than not assume than single Indian blokes there for a meal.
Well, yeah.
The ratio. So it saves you more time by assuming than not assuming.
100%. I think so. Because how many people are I don't know.
Don't know the numbers, man. I'll give you like a 2 or a 3. It's not too many.
It's not too bad. I think it's a 2, but it's pretty funny when it happens. And
how do you
mugged off.
How to get them back? I think the base level is even just saying, not here for rubies. I think makes them makes them feel a certain way, maybe embarrassed or whatever it may be. And if you're pressed and you really want to get them back, you've got any ideas? You can make a scene. I don't know.
No, I don't want to make a scene. I'm thinking I just deliver the food to myself, potentially.
5124 is my code.
Yeah.
Give it
in. Yeah, that's mine. Large value meal.
Dude,
Thank you very much.
Before they used to not ask for a code. So yes, if you want to just, I am. Yeah.
Thanking you.
You got that one's mine. Grab it, go.
Yeah. Nowadays,
especially like a Macca's where it's just minimum wage workers, they're not going to kick a fuss about whether you have the right order or not. As long as you're confident, that's my order. I've got 2 families to feed. Bang, dude. Now you got a whole meal.
Yeah. So that's the first. And the second one, actually, my second cucking is also a case of mistaken identity. But this time it happened. We were out for dinner.
Some think you're Kasim G or something.
No. So we were at dinner and I went to go to the bathroom. And I'm coming back to like sit at our table, and this guy from the other table like kind of waves me over.
Oh dear!
And I come over because I'm like, oh, like
big fan, stay dangerous.
I didn't think that. I just thought like he just wanted to talk, and he's like, oh, can I just get the pasta butter chicken? I'm like, what? What are you talking about? What are you actually talking about, brother? Like I don't work here either.
Were you dressed like all black or something?
No, I don't think so. I think I was just wearing normal clothes.
Was it an Indian restaurant?
Dude, it was. So I went to this restaurant called Ogni in Surrey Hills. It's like a fusion of Indian, Italian.
Right.
It's a random like Bangladeshi
Hence the butter chicken pasta.
Butter chicken pasta, right? He's like, oh, can I please get the butter chicken pasta? I'm like, yeah, you can, but you got to ask them. Like,
it's not to me, man.
But I think because like I don't know, because I was just walking down that way.
Maybe you're walking with a pep in your step.
Maybe
a little purpose.
And I was mistaken for a waiter at this restaurant. So here I am, just being mugged senseless.
This one is a common one, I feel.
You reckon?
Maybe at a not restaurant little, but mainly like stores, like clothing stores, department stores, and stuff like that, where people just come up to you. Hey, but to be fair, most of the time they ask, hey, do you work here? Not can I have
you gave me the order.
Butter chicken pasta, please. Damn, man. All right. Cockatoos wise, again, small one, one or two. One or two, maybe even I'll give it a 2 just because the audacity of the man.
Do I just look like a service worker? I think I might just give off those vibes potentially.
You look like a common man.
But I swear to God, like when I'm in a restaurant, I'm pretty sure I'm aware of who the waiters are.
Because normally they're like,
you know what I mean?
Well, the waiters here like in mufti.
Yeah, they're all mufti.
So there's no uniform. They weren't all wearing black or something.
Nah, mufti.
Then there you go. Maybe that's
the problem.
Tends him. Cockatoos wise, 1 or 2, the audacity. To reverse it, similar, just like play along. Yeah. I'll put that in for you. Just go back to your seat.
Never comes.
Never comes.
Yeah.
And if he clocks on that you've sat down, then he's a mug.
Yeah,
if he hasn't clocked that you've sat down, he's going to be confused as fuck.
I ordered a butter chicken, like pasta. He's like, well, I don't think that's in the system, brother.
It's like, who did you order that from? Is that bloke enjoying a meal? Oh my God. I've got one more. I don't know if it's a cuck or be cucked, but it's just a story I need to tell you, right?
Okay.
So the other day, as we talked about with Sen and when Jeffrey was on, I was taking the metro and there's no parking. So I parked in like a 2P area where, I'm not meant to park low key, but it's at the back street, which is fine. Like there might not be rangers, rainy day, really rainy day, actually, really cold. So I thought, what are the odds? A ranger's going to come out here in the pouring rain just to check on 2 or 3 cars. So I park there. I go to the city. I come back to my car. As I'm getting into my car, I see a car pull up behind me and park. I'm like, another fan of the technique. He's going to take the metro from here.
Yeah.
And then I see him get out and then he looks around, looks me in the eyes, and then he crosses the street where there are bushes.
Yeah.
Pulls his pants down.
No.
And just starts taking a piss.
In the pouring rain.
In the pouring rain into the bushes. So he looks at me, know that I know he's here, and decided, fuck, I'm going to carry on and piss in the bushes.
Dude, he must have needed to go so badly. Because if I need to push piss in the bushes, I'm doing one of these ones. And if I see someone, that's a abort mission.
Yeah. And he didn't even bother to like because I wasn't watching his every move, right?
Yeah.
But I knew that this person was here. So then like I put my eyes away, look at my phone, whatever, and I look and I can see him clear as day in like the first bush. There hasn't even gone a couple of bushes.
Dude, the problem is the metro has bathrooms.
Yeah. You just need to walk up the hill a little.
Walk 100 meters or 200 meters and you've got a nice facility.
I don't know if I've been cucked, but fuck me, that was rare.
That's a rare unit. There's no doubt about it. Dude, in the rain as well. For some reason, I'm just imagining him like pants down to the ankles. I don't know why I'm imagining that.
Nah, his pants, I couldn't see his crack or anything, but you could tell he was there. He didn't go into the bush, like go deep, make it, no, and it's like he was after work, so the car's coming and going.
Oh, he was going back home from the metro.
No. He was just driving. No, what I mean is he's by the side of the road where the cars are coming and going. It's not like there's no cars and it's like he doesn't feel the need to go in.
No.
People are seeing him piss.
Dude, at all times, if you need to piss in public, you need to go deep into the bushes, at least one level deep.
Exactly.
You know?
If you're pissing in public, you got to walk through the bushes. You can't be like, I don't want to walk through the bushes. And then also piss in bushes, bro. You got to cop a little to do it. Not a cock be cock, but my God, was that rare.
That's excellent. That's excellent.
All righty, that brings us to the end of a Senless episode we forgot to mention. Bro, thoughts on no Sen? Nah. Thoughts on bringing back Kiribatis of the world, the KUCKS of the world?
I'll be honest, I've had the most fun I've had in a long time with these
the passion comeback.
episodes. Yeah, they're beautiful segments. I've got to say, why do we ever stop doing them?
If we did it next week, you'll figure out that it runs dry pretty quick. But if there are any segments that we have done in the past, how long have we been doing this? 5 years?
Honestly, almost 7
Call
years
it
now.
7 years.
2019.
Any segment from 2019 onwards that you want us to do again, please DM us on Instagram at Critical Banter. We'll consider doing it. Apart from that, you can check the rest of our episodes on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, etc. Drop us a subscribe there. Drop us a follow on TikTok, Instagram, and we'll see you guys next week.